So it was day 9 at Wimbledon today, and as we know, day 9 and 10 are always dedicated to the quarterfinals in the Wimbledon for ladies and men's. In the first day of those 2 days of quarterfinals, today we had the turn for the ladies section, the top half of the ladies section, and the bottom half of the men's section. So that means 4 quarterfinals were over today, and 4 will be played tomorrow. And out of the 4 quarterfinals, the 2 quarterfinals featured in the top half of the ladies draw, and we have now got the 2 semifinalists from that draw, and we also had 2 quarterfinals featuring the bottom half of the men's draw, and we have now got the 2 semifinalists from that part of the draw also. Now in the ladies part, we had the real exciting and fantastic tennis today, and it was really worth the time and money that people would have spent to go down to the center court and number 1 court to watch those matches. What fabulous contest the fans would have witnessed, and also the people who were lucky like us to watch on the telly. We thoroughly enjoyed because it was really some great tennis that we witnessed, and the matches could have gone either way. The opponents were stressed and the competitors were really giving their best, and ultimately the seeded players prevailed. In the first quarterfinal, world number 1 Arina Sabalenka had the scare of her life because she was almost knocked out by her German opponent, 37-year-old 104 ranked unseeded player Laura Sismond, who almost snatched the quarterfinal and stole the quarterfinal from her by playing fabulous tennis, by disturbing Sabalenka's rhythm, by putting the ball a little short and sometimes deep, sometimes in the left, sometimes in the right. So basically spraying the ball all around the court to disturb the rhythm, not allowing Sabalenka to have one kind of a length to attack with her power tennis, and she almost got so disturbed that her tennis became scrappy and ugly. She almost was reduced to playing like what she had done at the French Open final against Korigov, and then she had almost mentally accepted that she was going to be beaten today, because that's what she told in the post-match interview, and that's where she somehow used her number 1 ranking, her experience and her aura to prevail in the match. And just when the big moments came, she somehow managed to hold her nerve and let her tennis rise a little notch higher, and that's where Laura Sismond, also being 37-year-old, was allowing her fatigue to come a little bit into the picture, and she also got a little bit of nervous and maybe at the big moments, and that's where Sabalenka finally cleans the match and reached the semi-final by beating her in 3 tough sets, winning it 4-6, 6-2, 6-4, and it was a fabulous contest. But then Sabalenka finally prevailed. But in the second quarterfinal, Amanda Anisimova, who is a number 13 seed from US, she was playing again another veteran, the 34-year-old 58th ranked unseeded player from Russia, Pavlyuchenkova. And in the first set, when Anisimova won 6-1, it was a one-sided quarterfinal, and it was just an anticlimax for the fans who had watched such a great quarterfinal between Sabalenka and Sismond just a few minutes earlier. But then in the second set, at 2-5, Pavlyuchenkova decided to make a comeback, and that's where Anisimova allowed her nerves to get a little better of him. So from 6-1, 5-2 up, she failed to grab the initiative. First, Pavlyuchenkova held her serve to make it 3-5. Then Anisimova was serving to win the match comfortably. Finally found the nerve getting the better of her, and then she was broken. Then ultimately from 2-5 it became 5-all and 6-all. And then in the tie-break, both the players had multiple match points. In fact, Pavlyuchenkova had 3 set points which she could have won, and then she would have taken the match to a deciding set. And Anisimova had also 3 match points, but finally in the 4th match point she ultimately prevailed, and Pavlyuchenkova blinked, and she won it in finally in the second set with a tie break and to go through. But it was a real struggle at the end for her, and it was really a big challenge that Pavlyuchenkova threw at her to make it very interesting. So now it will be Sabalenka versus Anisimova, but Anisimova's ground strokes, her accurate service, and also his ground strokes were very lethal, and Sabalenka would be really wary of it, because Sabalenka can go very moody at times with her tennis, and if she drops her guard or her tennis it becomes scrappy, then Anisimova can really blow her away from the court. But the positive thing for Sabalenka is that she has come out of a real tight match. Now she would be confident and her mental toughness would be there. She would be believing that maybe this is the year for her. So maybe she would go with a lot of self-confidence, and if tomorrow she will be, or in the semi-finals she will be pushed by Anisimova, she may still have that self-confidence that the way she beat Sismond, she can really come back and beat Anisimova. And besides, she would also be taking note of the fact that Anisimova blinked at the time when the pressure got to her, when victory was in sight of her. Till the time victory was far off, she was playing flawless tennis without any pressure and was delivering the winners one after the other. But the moment she realized she was now just one game away from the match, she let pressure get to her, because it was the first time she has reached the semi-final. So he was feeling the nerve a little bit, and that affected her. So that may come as handy, because it would be the first time she would be looking at a possible final, whereas Sabalenka has won 3 Grand Slams, so she has that experience. So Sabalenka can try to cash in on that part, or the mental part of Anisimova. So well, that will come to know when on Thursday the semi-final happens, and the first semi-final will be featuring Sabalenka versus Anisimova, and we will look forward to it. Now coming to the men's side, both the men's quarterfinals were interesting. Some good tennis were played, but they were not exciting in terms of the contest or the tightness of the contest. Both the seeded players went through playing some solid tennis, and now they will be meeting in the semi-final with a lot of confidence, without being really pushed hard or without being feeling uncomfortable. Taylor Fritz, the number 5 seed, who could have been knocked out in the first 2 rounds easily, has now finally gathered his momentum, and now he is looking really world class. Now he is looking doing justice to her seed. Now he is also looking capable of going the distance. He is really looking at number 5 seed, who can be considered as one of the favorites. And today he played brilliant tennis to win against Khachanov, the number 17 seed, in 4 sets. Yes, he won the first 2 sets comfortably. So though it was a 4-setter match, but his win was never in doubt. Only he had a small drop in his standard and his performance in the 3rd set, which allowed Khachanov to come back and win the set comfortably. But again in the 4th set, Fritz got back his momentum, he gathered himself well and then won it comfortably. So even though it was a 4-setter match, but it was a comfortable win. And the second quarterfinal featuring Alcaraz, the number 2 seed, against the number 61 ranked unseeded from Britain, Cameron Norrie, was actually not a contest at all. It was some good tennis played by Norrie, but the gap was so much that you could realize that he had no chance against red hot Alcaraz, who has been so formidable at the grass court in Wimbledon over the years. He has never been beaten since 2022, because he is 2 times defending champion. So today he achieved his 19th consecutive win at the Wimbledon grass, and also 23rd consecutive match win in the current scenario from 2025 January. So yes, he has had just one blip in between in the clay court season, but then otherwise he has been fantastic. He has won now 23 matches at a stretch, irrespective of the surfaces, and now he achieved his 19th consecutive win at Wimbledon, and he looks much more capable of stretching it to 21 also, and make a 3 consecutive back-to-back Wimbledon wins. That would really make him the second man after Bjorn Borg to have 2 back-to-back Wimbledon as well as French Open trophies to defend or to have at his cupboard or in the coffers. So that will be a fabulous record, and winning 3 consecutive Wimbledons, not many people have done. So it would be a fabulous feat for him to be in that august company like Bjorn Borg and all. So yes, Alcaraz is looking now the man to beat. He has now picked at the right moment. Now he is playing fabulous tennis, and it doesn't look easy for anybody to beat him. So it would be really a challenge for Sinner or even Djokovic, the legend, the 7-time champion, whoever gets to meet him. But before that, before he reaches the final, he has to first take care of some business, and that business would be Taylor Fritz, who is also looking pretty impressive. So Alcaraz has to beat Fritz, then he can think of whether to play Sinner or Djokovic or somebody else in the final. So yes, we had 4 interesting quarterfinals. It was an eventful day, it was an exciting day, and we had some great results. Now time to look forward to tomorrow, where the second set of the quarterfinals will be played, and then we can know who will be the rest of the semi-finalists in the men's and ladies section, who would be playing out on Thursday and Friday. So till then, let's wait with our interest keeping high. Thank you.